You know, every spring, gardeners spend a small fortune on fertilizer, synthetic nutrients, slow-release granules, liquid feeds, all of it designed to feed the plant directly. And it works, to a point. But here's what most of that fertilizer isn't doing. It's not feeding your soil. And your soil is where everything actually starts. Beneath your garden right now is an ecosystem. Billions of microorganisms breaking down organic matter, cycling nutrients, suppressing disease, and building the kind of ground that makes plants want to grow. When that system's healthy, everything above it is healthier. When it's depleted, no amount of fertilizer compensates. So today we're going to talk about one of the simplest, cheapest, and most effective things you can do to feed that ecosystem directly: compost tea. Today, on the New England Harvester. Your soil is alive. That's not just a metaphor. A single teaspoon of healthy garden soil can contain more microorganisms than there are people on Earth. Bacteria, fungi, nematodes, protozoa, a vast interconnected ecosystem working constantly beneath the surface. Breaking down organic matter, cycling nutrients, suppressing pathogens, making everything your plants need at the root level. When that biology is healthy, your plants are healthy. When it's depleted by compaction or synthetic chemicals or by years of poor soil management, your plants struggle no matter how much fertilizer you throw at them. Compost tea is one of the most effective ways to restore and amplify the biology of your garden. It's basically just a liquid amendment brewed from compost, or in this case, cow manure and worm castings, steeped in aerated water over time. The goal isn't just to extract the nutrients. The goal is to grow the microbial population living inside the compost and deliver it directly to your soil and plants. The benefits are real: improved soil structure, better water retention, enhanced nutrient cycling, suppression of certain soil-borne pathogens, which all lead to stronger root development. Now, the difference between this and just watering with a handful of compost is the aeration. That's what drives the multiplication, and that's what makes this worth doing. Now, here's where the timing becomes critical, and I want to be direct about this because getting it wrong in either direction is a real problem. It's very important that you let the tea brew for a certain amount of time. Brew too short, under about 24 hours, and you haven't given the biology enough time to multiply. You'll have tea, but not very potent tea. The microbial population won't have expanded enough to make any meaningful difference when you apply it. Brew too long, past 48 hours, and even with the aeration, the oxygen demand of a rapidly expanding microbial population begins to outpace the pump's ability to keep up. Dissolved oxygen drops and anaerobic conditions start. That's when the biology shifts in the wrong direction, and what you've brewed can stress the plants rather than support them. So remember, the sweet spot is 24 to 48 hours, not 12 or 72. Oh, another thing, use it immediately when it's done. This is not something you make and store. Once you stop aerating, you have hours, not days, before the biology degrades. So make it and use it. Okay, so let's start to put the apparatus together and make some tea. First thing we're going to talk about is the pump. This is the Active Aqua AAPA15L. It is a commercial pump used in hydroponics and aquaculture. It has 4 vents and has enough power to create a steady airflow for the 24 to 48 hour period. Now, because it has all 4 vents, I'm going to utilize all 4 vents. And what I've done is I've taken standard irrigation tubing, about 2.5 feet each, and I've put one on each of the 4 vents. And that's what we're going to submerge into our bucket. The next thing, let's talk about the bucket. This is a standard 5-gallon bucket that you can get at any home improvement big box store. Any one of them will work. And inside the bucket is a paint strainer. This is a mesh cloth that is used for paint, usually to remove objects from paint, or if you have clots in paint or whatever, if you wanted to strain it. It's also available at a big box store, but keep in mind that everything that you see here I am going to have linked inside newenglandharvester.com, so you can go there and search for the supplies there, and there'll be direct links for everything that I'm talking about here. So this is a 5-gallon paint straining mesh, and it's great because it has a nice elastic band that I can put over the top of the bucket, and that makes it very easy to load it up. Now the first thing that's going to go into this bucket is a rock. I know this seems like a throwaway item, but really the reason we want this is because we're going to hook the mesh bag to these hoses, and so they will stay at the bottom. As you can imagine, the hoses full of air want to float to the top, and if they float to the top, they're only going to aerate the surface, and it's not going to create a good microbial generation through the entire water column. So we want the hoses to sit at the bottom and bubble up to the top. The rock is going to help us do that. So I put the rock in there and into the mesh bag. Very simple. I'm going to put a few cups here, just a couple, nothing precisely measured, but just a couple cups of manure. This is the black cow manure. Again, I will link it in the New England Harvester website, newenglandharvester.com. And then what we're going to add to that are organic worm castings. Okay, we put just a little bit, a cup and a half maybe in there. You can adjust the ratio yourself. There's nothing precise about any of this. It's just enough that will allow the water to filter through it and build the microbial environment that we want to create. So now that we have this, we can take our mesh bag and we're going to tie it up into a knot, just like this. And before I pull the knot tight, what I'm going to do is take all of the hoses and push it through the hole in the knot. And now I can pull it tight and let it sit on the bottom of the bucket. Now we're ready for the water. Now here's the thing. If you are on municipal water, usually they treat that water with chlorine. So what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to leave the bucket out overnight before you do any of this to let the chlorine in the water dissipate. Chlorine is put into water to destroy the very kinds of microbes that we are trying to grow. So if you leave it fresh from the tap on a municipal system, you're going to run into the problem that you're not going to grow anything in that bucket. So leave the water out, the chlorine will dissipate, and the water temperature will warm up, which is also a very good thing. And you'll be ready to make your compost tea. Now I'm on a well system here, and if you are from New England, you know that it's pretty common to be on a well system. That is a totally fine source to use right from the tap, but you still may want to let it warm up. I'm not going to let it warm up today because I'm going to fill the bucket right here, and this is for demonstration purposes. But the water itself should be fine as long as you don't have any high chlorine content or any kind of chemical that you want to avoid getting into your garden. So now I can fill this up. Now when I fill it up, I'm going to go up to about the lower rim here because I want to leave some room for bubbling. Okay, water's filled. I will plug in the pump. And we are going to let this bubble. As you can see, it is bubbling here. That is putting a lot of aeration into the water. That's exactly what we want to see. And this will sit and bubble for the next day or two. And when it's done, we just simply remove the bag. And the contents of the bag you can use in your garden. We don't throw anything away here. So you can empty the contents of the bag directly into the soil and then use your compost tea as you see fit.
24 to 48 hours later.
Okay, so now it's officially been about 40 hours now since I started the tea. It started to get cold in the evening that I started this, so I ended up moving it here into the greenhouse to keep it warm throughout the night, which, as I mentioned, is very important. But now I'm able to stop this pump. Now you can hear me clearly. And we are ready to start using the tea. It's that simple, and we do want to use it right away. As you can see, the tea looks great, and what we're going to do is we're going to remove the hoses from the bag, and we can now get a tray here, and I can take this out here, and I'm going to squeeze whatever I can out of it right here. Get all of the moisture out of this bag because this has a lot of good microbes and stuff growing in there. There we go. We can remove that, and now this tea is ready for use. Okay, so now that we've made this delicious compost tea, it's time to start using it. And one of my favorite places to use it is on my seedlings. After your seedlings have grown their secondary and third leaves, you can start feeding them with some compost tea. It will help build the microorganisms and microbes inside of their starter pots, and when you plant them in your garden, it will carry over into there, just making your garden soil healthy. It's just as simple as taking a container and doing a watering routine with the compost tea. Now, if you don't want to do it this way, you could also take the tea and put it into a spray bottle and spray the plants. It works great also as a foliar spray. And if some of you were wondering what you do with the bag of manure and worm castings that you used for the tea, I'm going to show you right now. We're just going to take it, open it up, and dump it into your garden. It's as simple as that. And as far as the tea goes, you can do the same thing. Once you have this worked into your garden, get the rock out of here. You just mix it into the soil and let nature do the rest. Now it's going to start building up this beautiful microbe community in here that's going to help your plants for the entire season, maybe even years to come. As you can see, I haven't planted any of my seedlings in here yet. It's a little too cold still here in New England. But by the time I'm ready to plant, this compost tea is going to have done real work for me. And it's going to be a great season. So there you have it, compost tea. The setup is simple, the biology is real, and the results? Healthier soil, stronger plants, better yields. Those are the kind of things you'll notice over a full season, not overnight. But that's how gardening works, right? You invest in the ground, and the ground gives back. Please don't forget to visit us on newenglandharvester.com. And if you like this episode, please like and subscribe. And until next time, whatever you're growing, grow it well.